Today we are really stepping behind the curtain to uncover some of the most closely guarded professional secrets of the self-publishing world. Look, writing a book is an absolutely incredible achievement. It is a total triumph of creativity. But taking that book and turning it into a thriving, profitable business, that doesn't just happen by accident. That requires a completely different set of tools. So today, we're moving beyond the manuscript. We're going to look at the very specific tactics, from legal structuring all the way to underground marketing strategies, that literally turn passionate debut authors into unstoppable publishing empires.
Okay, let's dive into this, because right off the bat, we need to establish the incredibly high stakes of the arena you're entering. Every single year, traditional and self-publishing companies release new books into the wild. Do you know how many? Millions. You heard that right, millions. That's enough new pages to stretch to the moon and back, just flooding the market annually. The sheer volume is staggering, and honestly, it's easier than ever for a truly brilliant piece of writing to just get lost in the noise.
So, how exactly does your book stand out against millions of competitors? Think about it. As an independent author, you're essentially an underdog hero setting out to build a media empire totally from scratch. You aren't just a writer anymore, right? You are a business owner. You've got to balance that deep, creative passion you have for your story with a really sharp, calculated business mindset. It's an exciting journey for sure, but it absolutely requires strategy to make sure your audience actually finds the pages you've poured your soul into.
And this brilliantly illustrates the baseline pathway you have to walk before the real business even begins. You research market trends, you outline the story, you hit those grueling daily word counts, and you hunt down plot holes with your beta readers. Having a polished manuscript is mandatory. It's the bare minimum. But as you're about to see, it is literally only step one of your commercial journey.
Now lean in for this one, because here is a massive structural secret that traditional publishers use, and the best part is, you can easily mimic it. It's called a publishing imprint. Now this isn't necessarily a separate legal business, but rather it's a trade name or a brand name for your books. Think of a massive traditional publisher like Penguin Random House. They're the giant umbrella company, but underneath that umbrella, they have multiple separate imprints, basically book brands tailored to different genres. By creating your own imprint, you instantly upgrade your status. You completely separate your author identity, your name or your pen name, from your professional publishing identity.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because I want you to think about the reader's perspective for a second. When a shopper scrolls down an Amazon listing to the product details, there's a field for the publisher. If you use the default free options, that space will literally say independently published. And look, for some readers, that label screams hobbyist, and they might take you just a little less seriously. Conversely, if they scroll down and see a custom imprint name, like say Bright Quill Press or Wanderlust Books, they won't even know you're self-published. It provides this instant professional credibility and allows you to house multiple different pen names under one cohesive professional publishing brand.
And setting this whole thing up, it is actually surprisingly straightforward. First, you just name it. Pick something professional and relevant to your niche, adding words like press, publishing, media, or house. Step 2, do a quick search on the USPTO database. Yes, government websites are clunky, we all know it, but you absolutely must ensure that name isn't already trademarked by someone else. Step 3 is technically optional but highly recommended. File a DBA, or doing business as, with your local government if you want to legally attach this name to your LLC, handle taxes, or open a bank account under it. And finally, step 4, the big one, you must buy your own ISBN.
So, the crucial point is why that last step matters so much. When you publish through Kindle Direct Publishing, they are going to generously offer you a free ISBN. But there is a huge catch. If you use their free ISBN, you're essentially putting on golden handcuffs. You cannot list your custom publishing imprint, and more importantly, you are giving Amazon exclusive rights to sell your book. However, if you purchase and actually own your ISBN, you retain total control. You can list your professional imprint name, and you have the universal freedom to distribute and sell your book on literally any platform you choose, entirely on your own terms. It's a game changer.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the pure business math behind buying those ISBNs. In the United States, you purchase these from Boker at myidentifiers.com. Now, you can buy a single ISBN for $125, but if you have the foresight to know you'll be publishing a series or maybe exploring different genres over time, you can buy a pack of 10 for $295. So if you plan to publish more than 2 books ever, buying in bulk is a highly savvy financial move that drastically lowers your cost per book. It's kind of a no-brainer.
Oh, and a quick pro tip here. Once you lock in that perfect imprint name, let's say it's Green Sage Press, Take 5 minutes to go online and secure the website domain name immediately. Even if you don't plan to build a massive publisher website today, you absolutely do not want to risk that domain being snatched up by domain squatters by the time your publishing empire starts gaining traction. Just protect your brand's future right from the start.
Okay, so with your book written, branded, and protected, we arrive at the great hurdle of the indie author. I want to read this quote because it carries a lot of weight. The tragic reality is that books don't sell themselves. You simply cannot bank on luck or just cross your fingers and hope you randomly go viral on Book Talk. If you want to make actual money and transition from a passionate debut author to a career author with a snowballing audience, you have to take the reins. You have to become a marketer.
Because to actually make money here, you need a multi-pronged ecosystem. It's like a giant puzzle. That means having an SEO-optimized author website, so readers can actually find you in the first place. It means building a dedicated email list, doing targeted content marketing like blogging or sharing insights about your genre, and really leveraging Amazon's internal tools, things like sponsored products and Kindle Countdown deals. Add in some offline events, maybe local book signings or renting a booth at a genre convention, and you create this massive web of visibility that works together to drive readers straight to your pages.
But look, if we absolutely have to highlight just one piece of that pie, it's this. Your email list is your non-negotiable asset. Think about social media for a second. You could spend years building a massive following on a platform, and a simple algorithm change overnight could completely destroy your reach. Gone. But your email list, that is an asset you own, just as totally as you own your ISBN. You have total creative control over it. By offering incentives like a free chapter or a prequel novella, you gather direct lines to your readers. It is hands down the single most viable marketing tool you will ever have for generating direct, predictable sales.
And hey, because you made the smart move to own your ISBN earlier, you can now push your book out through multiple global distribution powerhouses. Kindle Direct Publishing gets you that massive, undeniable reach on Amazon. Smashwords, which is now owned by Draft to Digital, blast your ebook out to a huge, wide retail network, including Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and even libraries. And then there's Ingram Spark, which is pretty much the undisputed champion for global print-on-demand distribution, getting your physical books into the exact catalogs that brick-and-mortar bookstores actually order from.
Of course, embarking on this whole epic journey requires a very grounded, pro-business mindset to survive. You must plan and budget meticulously. Your first book likely won't make you thousands right out of the gate, so you've got to be cost-effective. Embrace DIY where it makes sense, use tools like Canva for cover mock-ups or Vellum for formatting, utilize low-cost and free marketing strategies like networking and building that email list we talked about, and be smart with your professional services. Maybe you only need a specialized copy editor right now, rather than dropping thousands on a massive developmental edit while you're eating ramen for a month, right? You just have to balance your dream product with realistic budgeting. So, you now hold the reins. You know exactly how to bypass the amateur labels. You know how to legally protect your brand, retain total distribution control, and market your work directly to loyal readers. You have the map to transition from someone who just writes to someone who publishes like a seasoned professional. The only question left to answer is really the most exciting one of all. What will your publishing empire be named? Get out there, claim your space, and let's start building.